Hey folks, welcome back to the Portable Gamer, welcome back to MotoGP 18, and welcome to Assen. And I want to say this is, round 9, round 10? Let's get the race started, I'll tell you all about it. So, we are starting on the pole, good for us, and let me show you a cut shot here. We qualified on the pole, are you seeing this? By 0.02 of a second. And now getting back to the race, and that's Martin, Bezecchi, and Canet, Senate, Spanish rider. Those are my three main rivals for the points. We're always running 1, 2, 3, and 4. And from here, I'm thinking, oh, this is going to be a fantastic race. Got the bike dialed, got the setup, and got the AI spotted just right. 0.02 of a second. This is going to be a super close race, and where's everybody going? Where's everybody going? The track's been wet since practice. It's never actually rained, but the track was wet for all of practice, all of qualifying, warm up, and now it's wet for the race, but it's never really rained. So, I don't know. I'm loving this game. You know I am, but I feel like the AI could use a little tweak, could use a little work. So, yeah, they're about a second behind me right now, and the thing is, I put a second lead on them, a 1 second lead, 3/4 of the way through the first lap, but then never anything more than that. Yeah, AI could use a little bit of a tweak. That's just my opinion. And also, is it coming up? I think it might be right around here. 15 is my bogey turn on this track. I have decided I lose. It's a momentum turn. I set up for it poorly. Yeah, that was 15. So this is 16, 17, 18. Slipping a little bit in the rain, but not too bad. Now, I can say this is our new KTM. We were on that Honda and we had made a ton of improvements to it. And then we got an offer and we switched teams to KTM. This was after Mugello, that horrible race at Mugello. And just wanted to try some things, and I figured my season was over. And actually, I want to say something about that in a second too. But we jumped to the KTM. It did not have any improvements, and I was curious if these are sort of spec bikes at the Moto 3 level, where they're all essentially the same. They just have different. They're made by different companies. They have different skins, but they're spec racing. They're essentially all the same. And I find that not to be the case because the KTM, with no improvements, seems significantly hotter than the Honda with improvements. So, okay. So I haven't made any improvements to the bike, but I'm feeling like it's riding as good or better than the Honda. And I have bumped up the AI. I continue to bump it up a little bit for every race. I'd like to have it to 100% by the end of the season. And that's the other thing is, because the juniors season is like 8 or 9 races, for some reason, I mean, I know MotoGP runs a full 20 or a full 19. They run a full calendar, similar to F1. And for some reason I was thinking, okay, the juniors run 8 races, MotoGP runs 20 races, so Moto 3 runs like, 12 or 15, and then Moto 2 runs like 15 or 18. For some reason I was thinking Moto 3 and Moto 2 did not do the full calendar with MotoGP, but they do. So we've got a 19 race calendar, and it's like race 8, race 9. There goes not Ken. That's Martin. So that puts us in. We're going to be dicing a little bit here. Oh, this HUD, this replay does not give you any information. I have no idea why they would not have a leaderboard on the replay. Anyway, it is a full 19 race calendar, so I think we're going to be able to, because we're like 3rd in the points right now, 3rd or 4th. After this race, we might even be back up to 2nd. But I feel like we can dice for the championship now. And the way the season started, I didn't think we'd be able to, but then as I found the development programs, kicking myself that I didn't spot that sooner. The development programs are how we're improving the bike, and how we're improving the bike, I think, is how we're improving our season. So I feel like we could have been doing better sooner. And yeah, man, I just want to keep working on the bike, keep dialing up the AI, and I'm really enjoying this sim. I really am. It's different, and being on the wheel on all my race sims now, except for this one, is unusual, but I don't know that a wheel would really be appropriate for this. I don't know that, it might be familiar because of all the other race sims, but I don't know that it, I don't know. What else can I tell you about that? Oh, I'm trying to defend the apex a little bit more. I have a problem carving the bike in on the apex. It has a lot to do with my timing and how I'm entering. But I'm trying to defend the apex better. I'm doing more tuning and more setup pre-race and really trying to get in on the paint on every turn. And it's helping a little bit, but I'm still not there yet. I got a ways to go. And I'm curious. I have been curious from the beginning, like when we have our rider and our whip maxed out, am I just going to be able to paint every corner? Like right there, I feel like I got through there okay, but turn 15 is just absolute bogey turn. And fortunately, I'm fast through 16, 17, and 18 because I get passed on turn 15 so often. Now, and something else happens here about mid-race, and I don't know if it's a drying track and the AI trying to adjust for it. I'm really not sure what happens. But about halfway through the race, we've got like a half second to 1 second lead on second, third, and fourth. About halfway through the race, it just jumps up to like 4 seconds for no reason that I can see. I'm not turning particularly fast laps, and there's no, right, because we get the little crash meter or the crash announcement down in the HUD. When you're racing live, if there's a crash mid-pack, it'll tell you, and it never mentioned that there was a crash. So I don't know what happens. I just know P2 through about P5 just go away. They're right behind us, and then all of a sudden they're not. And my gut feeling is that as the track dries, the AI is trying to make an adjustment, and it just does it in kind of a clunky way. But then they rubber band right back up to us. And again, it's I run between 153 and 156 during this race. And it's crazy because like I'll run a 153 and 2, 3, and 4 will make up tons of time on me. And then I run a 156 and nobody gets any closer. So I'm not bad mouthing it or anything. It's awesome. But the AI definitely needs some work. So now everybody passing me through turn 15. It's my bogey turn, man. I struggle with it. But 16, 17, and 18. Oi! 16, 17, and 18, I'm able to get a lot of that back. And still strong on braking. Now, I don't know if both the Honda and the KTM are strong on braking, or if it's just me. I don't know, but I feel like I can really get people braking. And it's not super late braking. It's just braking. So, this is what I wanted. And when I saw that 2000ths, being on pole by 2000ths, sounded out. I thought the whole race would be like this, and not so much. It's sort of hot and cold, this race. Could have something to do with the rain. But it was, when I looked on the calendar, and what I did was I looked at the real MotoGP calendar, 2018 calendar, the real Moto3 calendar, and there's going to be some good races. We're going to be racing on tracks that I know. A lot of the moto tracks I don't know, like Assen. I don't know, because I'm into Formula One and sports cars. I know tracks like Spa or Silverstone. Assen, there's no F1 race, so I've not spent a lot of time on this track. And it's definitely a rhythm track too. It's similar to like Azerbaijan, Baku, where you're not really spotting your entries as much as you're just kind of feeling them and letting the bike flow, letting the car flow. And that's something I feel like it would be easier to do if I had a motion rig, but I don't have a motion rig. I mean, I don't have a motion rig, period. And even if I did, I can't see me dragging it around the country and setting it up in hotel rooms. That seems like a good way to get thrown out. Pardon me, sip of the Red Bull. Yeah, feeling like a lot better handling the bike, but not as consistent as I need to be. And I've been doing more setup, but it's still, I feel like I'm just not precise. Like right there, I'm so wide on that apex. This one as well. Oy. But yeah, but then the next one is fine. So I don't know. Consistency, right? Repeatability, as they say. I also need to go back into my character setup. There's 4 different riding styles, and I picked the one that suits me as a real motorcycle rider. But I've done track days, but I've never thrown a bike around like this, and I've certainly never ridden a 250 like this. So I guess what I'm asking is, I've selected my personal riding style for my rider, and I don't know if that's going to be a style that I can then sort of subconsciously duplicate as a sim racer. Like, because I do it in real life, then that's how I'm going to do it when I sim race. Or if I need to pick another style, because as a sim racer, I'm setting up and entering these turns completely different than I would in real life. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying? Like, I picked it because that's what I do in real life, but I don't know if that's how I ride with a gamepad versus actually throwing a real motorcycle around. So we'll see. But it's, yeah, man, the timing on 16, 17, and 18 is just like, it's like Coda almost, where you're just throwing the bike. Like, as soon as you can start to bring it up out of a lean, you're throwing it to the other side, which I tend to think of as very old school riding. So yeah, and this is what I was saying, like, where did the pack go? They were 1 second behind me. I haven't really done anything differently. I've been as inconsistent and sloppy as I was at any point during the race, and suddenly they're like 4 seconds off. I don't get it. And I don't know. I've speculated enough. We'll see. And I'm also, today is Thursday the 23rd. Sorry, I had to confirm in my mind. Today is Thursday the 23rd. And F1 2018 comes out tomorrow, and I'm so excited. I got it pre-ordered. I got it dialed in. I got Steam all loaded up. Everything is ready for F1 2018. So I will do a video tomorrow. And normally I just do the race, but tomorrow I'm actually going to do a little bit of the some of the cutscenes, some of the development stuff, building my character, all that stuff, and then I'll have to I can do that live, and then I'll have to do the race, and then talk over the replay, because my wheel is incredibly loud, force feedback and everything, and the shifters sound like rim shots. So that's not going to work. And I will talk over the replay as I have been doing. I don't know. I know some people that have. I don't have a full motion rig or anything, but I know some people that do videos, and it's like over the shoulder of them in a full motion rig, and they're wearing gloves and a helmet, and it's maybe a little bit silly, but it's definitely like they are 100% immersed. But it's only the game audio. There's no talking. And then there are a couple people that they talk over the recording, but they don't talk during. And I'm curious, is a full motion rig as loud as I think it is? Because I suspect a full motion rig is like, if just my wheel is loud, I have to think a full motion rig is just unbelievable. That there'd really be no way to have live audio while you're in one of those. It would just be too loud. So we'll see. And I want to say we're on about lap 8 or 9. And it's 11 laps. So we got just a couple minutes to go, and we'll wrap up here. And then that's the other thing is you can't even see the train. The rock and roll pain train, it's like it's not even there. And then all of a sudden, it's going to be right there. Moment, please. Dump button for the win. All right. There they are. Coming back. And our Red Bull flavor today is Purple Edition sugar-free. And there's a weird... I'll tell you this before the pack catches up and we have a little bit more excitement. I'm a huge Red Bull fan as a drink, but I'm not particularly a Red Bull racing fan in any discipline. This is the offer that we got, and so we took it. It's not like I was waiting for Red Bull KTM to offer me a contract. It was the first offer we got in Moto 3. Let's do it. So we took it. But then in iRacing, I've skinned all my cars with Red Bull skin. And it's hard to explain. Like, I'm not a fan of Red Bull racing, and I wouldn't, like, if I really liked Coke, I wouldn't skin all my vehicles with the Coca-Cola skin. I don't know why. I think I did it because I just like the look of the skin, and because it's so popular, it's available for literally every car in iRacing. Like NASCAR and sports cars and open wheel, everything. You can get Red Bull like for literally any vehicle. So yeah, it's a weird thing that I drink a ton of Red Bull in real life, but that's not why I picked the skin. I almost picked it randomly, and then like I said, this bike that we're on right now, it's just the offer that we got. If we got an offer from a different team, I would have taken that one just as fast. And mostly it was to see if we took our development points with us when we switched to a new team. And we keep our personal XP as a rider, but we don't take the development points for the bike. Which is, I sort of knew that, but I wanted to confirm it before we got into like Moto 2 or MotoGP, because I didn't want to make it to MotoGP thinking that we would, and then go to a different team and lose all our points. But so it goes. We're going to do great this week though with both the pole and the win, and we've also got I guess our manager puts expectations on us as far as where we're supposed to qualify, where we're supposed to finish, and where we're supposed to be in the points after we finish. And with a pole and a win, we will certainly do all those things. So I want to say, where are we at now? Yeah, I want to say we're about to get rubber banded hard here by the AI, but that's okay. Yeah, we didn't run particularly slow laps, and now they're just like all of them, bam, right there. And I'm trying so hard to defend apexes, but I feel like the best way for me to defend an apex is to like slow down. And when I do that, then I just get past anyway. So it's like it doesn't matter. Like if I go fast, I go wide, and then I get past. If I go slow, I'm on the apex, and then I get past around the outside. This is a fun game though, man. I can't tell you enough times like how fun this game is. And we're still only in Moto 3. It's just going to get more and more intense from here. Now I'm wondering, will we ever get offered a Moto 2 contract while we're in Moto 3, or will it be the end of the season? Right? Like, will we get offered a Moto 2 contract mid-season? And if we do we want to take it, or do we want to try to win the season? Because winning a championship has got to be good for your character's development. Yeah, I don't know. They're gone again. They're like 2 seconds back. Either that or my corner times are just terribly inconsistent. That I'm like way too fast on some turns and then way too slow on others. Oi! Right through the infield there. And now this game, I can record this live because I'm on the gamepad, so there isn't any of that noise you get from the... Jesus. A little wide. There's no noise from the gamepad. I mean, little tiny like clicking from shifting gears and stuff, but nothing as loud as the wheel. So I could record these live, and then it would have the HUD, and you'd be able to see everything that's going on. The only thing I don't like about that is I sound like an absolute idiot when I'm trying to talk while I'm racing. Not that I don't sound like an idiot right now, but you know what I mean. Like, there's long pauses when I start concentrating. So, I don't know. I'm still figuring this out. We're coming up on 300 videos that I've done, and I feel like every week I review the videos that I did, and it's like, oh God, there's so many things that I could have done better and different. So the next week I try to do those things, and then I just find a whole nother like bag of things that I can improve. So it's always going to be a work in progress, but ain't nothing wrong with that. Just want to make good YouTube videos. That's all I'm about right now. Right. Where are we at? 21 minutes? It's got to be close to the end. There we go. There's a little bit of pain train. And Jorge Martin is, that guy right behind me is Jorge Martin, and he really wants his back. There you go. Go wide on turn 15. Get past. Again. Everybody passing me. But then late break into 16, 17. Get it right back. I think. Is that it? Nope. One more. Nope. Not one more. Right. So there you go. We won. Let's see where we are in points, and then we'll call it an episode. So, thought I'd move up. Okay. So we're still, and because Martin, I'm saying Aaron Kane, and then Bezecchi, because we all finish like 1, 2, 3, 4 every race. It's like the most points that I can ever take out of anybody is what, like 5 or 3 or something. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do it in another 9 races, 10 races, folks. Thanks for stopping back to check out the Portable Gamer. Thanks for joining us for another episode of MotoGP 18 from Assen in Holland. We'll see you next time. Take care now.